Being able to control your mind. I'm on day 12 at Wim Hof breathing exercises, and I'm learning how to control my mind. And my personal experiences is even showing it to me. Yesterday, I go out golfing with a buddy that I love dearly, but haven't seen in a long time. And there's a lot of problems that he has occurred in his life, and it was everything that seemed to come out of his mouth was very dark and definitely negative towards my business model. And so by the time I got off the golf course at 10 a.m., we started very early, I was so damn depressed. I mean, it wore out, it just wore on me. And when I became depressed, I found myself starving. I was hungry, I needed food. And I haven't been eating because of this Wim Hof until 3 o'clock. And I found I was just starving, and I drove around town for a little bit, drove through Jinx, and drove to my Starbucks, and then I started to get out there, and I was like, no, I'm going to go to the gym. And I went to the gym and did the exercises, and I shook it off, and shook off the hunger, and I shook off the depression. And today, I did my breathing exercises, and I found myself about 10 o'clock thinking about my problems, not being able to control my mind there for a period of time. And I started just getting hungry and hungry. I was starving and feeling down. And Fridays are my hardest day while I've been broke, because Fridays were always good. When I owned my bar, Fridays night were like incredible. We'd run $4,000 every Friday that the patio was open, and I had many $6,000 nights. And my waitresses and I, we had fun. We made sure we played. We partied, we had a good time at work. So Fridays have always been good, were my pleasure. And without money, Fridays are depressing because I'm not able to date and stuff. So I allow that depression to really take over me on Fridays. And it's basically not being able to control my mind till now. I understand that I have to control my mind and reprogram my mind. Everything is about controlling your mind. That's what my weight issue. People can't believe I run 6 miles a day, and I've done it for 20 some years, except for this last year, because I allowed my mind to beat myself up, and I had a horrible year and I gained 35 pounds. But I've always carried 200 pounds on my body for decades, even running 6 miles a day. It's because I trained my mind that was the weight I needed. And it's something that's called brown fat and white fat. Brown fat is the fat that we can survive on. White fat is called obesity. And when I drink, I love my beer, my import beer. And if I drink 6 import beers, it usually puts on 10 pounds. It takes me 2 weeks. So last night, I had my 6 beers out with my buddies, had good laughs, we had a good time. But it always ends up, because my mind was controlling, saying I needed that to store. I needed it to turn, my body was thinking it needed to turn those 6 beers into white fat instead of burning it. And because it wasn't attached to the brown fat that is needed, because I've got too much white fat. It's just science, and there's all kinds of stuff, and it all goes to controlling your mind. And I'm learning how to control my mind. And this is everything. If you can control your mind, you can shake off depression. We can shake off obesity. We can cure so many problems in health. It's time to live strong. Live strong. And I love Lance Armstrong. It's time that Lance Armstrong is brought back, because he understood how to control his mind and oxygenate his blood cells. And what he got punished for was taking his blood when it was highly oxygenated, when he had a lot of oxygen in it, and then right before a race shooting that blood back into his system, his own blood. And that's what we've punished him for. And he was one of the greatest. He understands exponential energy, elasticity energy, instead of using your muscles and let your body just go. Let the energy go. It's about controlling your mind.